I'm digging it, man. Tonio Burton, welcome to the first episode of our little co-venture here, Monday Morning Muscle. And hopefully the camera and everything works fine as long as we can, right?
Right, nothing freezes or cuts out again.
Well, hey, like we were talking about, if the Elgato screen pops up, then we know we're going to the webcam on the little integrated one.
Right.
But Tonio, it's been, I don't even know how long it's been since you've been on BNN, but now that we're starting up this new show, this new talk show or radio, I don't know what we want to call this, but give a rundown to the audience of how we kind of came to the decision of starting this.
Oh man, it's been a while when we talked about it, but I think it was just more so of bringing people on and really getting the insights with them, and talking to other bodybuilders about what they're doing and what they got going on as well. Behind the athlete, type thing too.
Yep.
And rundowns on shows coming and shows happening and whatnot.
Yeah.
I was like, you actually reached out about it too, so I mean, I thought it was a good idea. And then when we get the logo, we have Dragon, being on it too. So
Yep. Dragon Pharma is going to be our what do you call it? Our title sponsor. Is that what you call it? Title sponsor. Yeah. So they're going to be sponsoring. Hopefully, I can get some sweet swag. So it's got to get some hoodies. So Pharma. Let's get some hoodies. I've got a backdrop coming eventually, but I don't want to. What's the point of ordering a fancy backdrop? And like, I'm living in barracks right now. It's like I have a roommate. It's kind of a weird setup in here. So I don't know how much money I want to drop into production for temporary space.
Yeah, not till you're back.
Yeah, when I'm back, I've got the whole setup back there, so it'll be good. But yeah, with the kind of like the conception of Monday Morning Muscle, I saw in your story you were saying like you really wanted to start getting into business ventures and you wanted to kind of like start spreading yourself out and creating multiple streams of income. And I love talking about bodybuilding, and you're a bodybuilder. So I was like, we should, instead of just bringing you back on BNN all the time just to talk for, random stuff, why don't we just do something new, something unique, and something that has a cool name that we could do a lot with in terms of show coverage, interviews, results of shows. And then that's kind of like, that's how this fired off. And I was able to throw together some cool little logos. And now we have the Monday Morning Muscle show. I don't know what to call it. But you guys, let us know down below what your guys' thoughts are on, is it going to be show, radio, podcast? Like, what sounds good? I don't know.
I think a lot of people are going to be more so, as long as we keep it real,
Right. My girlfriend said the same thing. She's like, well, whatever feels like authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep going towards show. Monday Morning Muscle show.
I like the sound of the show, yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, Tonio, we haven't had you on the channel on BNN in a long time, and this is the first episode of Monday Morning Muscle. What has been going on in the life of top 8 Mr. Olympia competitor?
Oh yeah. You know what? That still sinks in. It takes time to sink in sometimes. Knowing
it's
that,
wild to think.
Yeah.
You're I don't think the 8th in the world best bodybuilder.
Yeah, and I don't realize people. I don't think people realize how big of an accomplishment that is. To even go to Olympia, let alone place in the top 10.
Yeah. I wonder what the percentages of bodybuilders that not only turn pro, but win a pro show and compete on the Olympia stage. Because there's always going to be visa issues,
Right. Yeah, it's crazy too because I know they had the point system for a while, but each time I've been to Olympia, it's been by a win. It's never been by just points.
Yep. Well, I mean, even I think it was before like the Sean Ray era. Maybe even during that era, the 90s, it was like the top 3 in open. Like they qualified. So you didn't even have to win shows back then.
Yeah.
And then they brought the points. I think that was one of Bob Ciccarello's recommendations, was the point system. And then now they've moved away from that completely and it's just wins.
Yeah. I think it just how big shows were or the Olympia was getting.
Especially what was it, the year after COVID? There
Yeah,
was like what, 30 people,
yeah.
40 people. I can't remember.
And thankfully, that's the year I did 212,
Yes.
so I
Yep.
don't have to worry about all that.
Yeah. What was the highest you placed in 212? Didn't you get like fourth?
Nah, so the 212 Olympia I did, I got 10th.
10th. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect 10, top 10.
yeah. And I remember I seen Sandy walking. I go, "Hey, Sandy, what can I do, to be better?" And then she goes, "Get bigger." And I go, "What?" And then she was like, "I heard what happened at weigh-ins because I missed my weigh-in by like 3 pounds."
Mm,
So I had to go sit in the sauna. I tried to like sit in the bathroom, turn the hot water on, let the start get a sweat going.
yeah.
Wasn't working, wasn't sweating. So we ran to the gym. I'm sitting in the sauna for like 40 minutes before I start sweating.
Wow.
We jump in a car and we have the heater blowing. We're in Orlando, Florida, so it's
Yep.
already hot. The heat's blowing. The windows are up. I'm sweating all the way there to I run in, and I have my shorts and a towel wrapped around. Go try to get on the scale, and then we made weight, but I overly depleted to where we couldn't fill back out. So even anytime I would eat like chicken and rice or ground beef, whatever it was, our weight would go up a little bit and then just falls. And,
Hmm.
and then the more chicken I was eating, the more bloated I was feeling. But then, my coach at the time, Mike Courtney, he
Yep.
goes, "Let's do a bagel." So we do this bagel, and I felt good eating it, and I took a nap, woke up, our weight went up 2 pounds. So I was like, we got to eat junk food,
Yeah.
And he went away from it for some reason. We go back to the chicken and rice, and nothing's happening. So then we do prejudging, whatever. Finals comes around. I ate a pizza before, and I ate Snicker bars and Reese's backstage.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we get on stage or whatever, and I remember a judge see me in the bathroom. I'm on the phone with Mike, and he goes, "Had you came out to prejudge you, how you looked at finals tonight, top five would have been different."
Dang.
And I didn't know how to take it. It was kind of like, damn, so we could have done it, but we didn't do something right. And after what Sandy said about getting bigger, Mike was like, "Hey, I think they're telling you it's time to leave 212 because it's already hard making weight." So we did Legion right after that
Yep.
for an open, and I ended up getting fourth.
Yep.
And a judge talked to me and said, "I would have had you higher, but you had a breathing issue on the diagonals." And it was because it was in Reno. It was in my
Yeah.
hometown, so I'm wild. And I just, exhausted myself so I couldn't even breathe. Sean Clarita was patting me on the back like, just breathe.
Yeah. Well, it's
So,
also got to be
yeah.
exciting, like your first open show, and it being a hometown show. I mean, that's, and right after you got on the Olympia stage. I mean, that's it's a lot to
Yeah.
take in.
Yeah, it was wild. I was like, yeah, I'm about to pass out. And, my friend was like telling Mike, yo, something's wrong. And he goes, nah, he's okay. And they were like, nah, he knows not to bend over like that on stage. And I'm like, I'm
Mm,
literally taking a knee. Like, I'm done.
yeah.
So they didn't bring me back out so I can, catch my breath. I couldn't imagine having to do a whole nother posing round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they saved me.
Well, that's nice on the judging at least. That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
hell yeah.
Wow, I didn't know they actually were like nice like that.
Yeah, it's better than me passing out on stage.
Hmm. Yeah. Who's I know Chris Minez is the promoter, but like who are the
hmm
judges for that show?
He has a few friends that come up from out of town. Um, can't think of his name. I'm trying to think of the judge who said it, but I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. It'll come back to me.
It was a while ago. That's fine.
Yeah, I was like, it'll come back to me. But they did Tahoe's show as well for Chris.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was 212. Let's move forward into now, because you did the New York, you
hmm
did the Arnold Brazil. It was those
And
two shows, and then you won Cali.
right,
So walk us through your season so far and how it went, and then where we're at now, 7 weeks out.
okay. So we did the Arnold Brazil. It was funny because I actually did a shoot with Dragon in Brazil,
Okay,
and
that makes sense. Yeah.
right there, Wally comes to me. He goes, "Hey, we're gonna do the Arnold." And I go, "What?" He goes, "We're doing the Arnold." And I think at this point we're probably 6 or 7 weeks out.
Yeah.
And so I hit up Justin. I'm like, "Hey," he said, "We're doing the Arnold. they're gonna fly me out and everything. They got a place for me to stay." And he goes, "Dude, that's
That's
that's a
sweet.
short prep."
Well, that too. Yeah.
And then he goes, "I was like, if you think we can do it, let's do it. Like, why not?" And so I sent them check-ins. I ended up leaving. So I was out there for what, 2 months, 2.5 months maybe.
Yeah.
And we brought it. Like we lost everything we needed to. We came in condition. We were there. And I actually got bigger out there because of Johan, the trainer.
Oh.
Yeah, like that dude trains insane. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because the more time I got to being there and us getting to know who each other was,
Mhm.
um, he knew how to talk to me when I was lifting.
That's
And
huge. Yeah.
yeah, so like the video that had came out where I'm mad, like my eyes are watery, like I'm tapping myself in the head, like literally, like it went from hot to cold. We were working out, everyone's laughing, we're having a good time, and then one set comes and he just gives me this look, and the way he looks at me, like I could feel like chills come right now, and he just like
Mm.
shakes his head and like he right now, like he like grabs me, goes right
This is
now,
the
and
set.
then it just turned on, went crazy. So yeah, and then we do the Arnold Brazil. I end up getting second there. Obviously, goal was to
Very
win.
close second.
Yeah, the goal was to win. I think it could have went either way.
Yes. Yep.
I am, a fan of Rafa's physique
Oh yeah.
because he's
Absolutely.
fucking massive, but he's
And
not blocky.
beautiful. Yeah.
So I actually like it, and I don't know, like I like the. I will say, if you've never been to Brazil for this expo that they have during the show, you have to go, whether it's to compete or even just watch.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to a show where the crowd is louder than the music. Yeah,
Really.
it was literally the first show I've done where I walked out on stage and I forgot my posing routine. Yeah, so many people. So
You
I mean, I
forgot your
loved it though. Like
posing
hearing the
routine.
yelling,
That's unique.
it was crazy. It's crazy out there. Um, but I highly recommend just to experience that, especially for podcast channels too. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they battled us for a while because we did the top five, and then we did top three, two and three, one and two. So we were on stage for a while. So which was cool that they let us have our fun because they weren't too strict about the bumping of the elbows or I
They
mean
let you
even
guys
getting
play
close.
up there,
Oh yeah,
Make
yeah.
it exciting. Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that should be seen in men's open, like they used to do back in the day, like when they had to pose down. Good luck trying to step in front of someone.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you're going to
Guy
get hit
versus
with an
Phil,
elbow.
like those elbows were flying.
Right, right. So I mean, it was definitely cool. But so yeah, end up getting second there. We come back and now we're getting ready for New York. And this New York, I was like, okay, this is gonna be, it's good. It's gonna be good. I'm loving it.
Hmm.
And then a friend hit me up and goes, "Hey, did you hear Nick is doing New York?" And Justin texts me. He goes, "Great, like now we have Nick doing it." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" He goes, "No, like not
It's
great."
not
And I
hell
was like,
yeah.
"This is what we wanted." It's going against the best in the world. Who might be number one in the world this year.
Hmm.
So to be able to stand next to him, we see what we need to do now to get
That's
where it's at. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's what you guys
It's
want.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at it. So New York comes, and the whole time I was doing the Arnold, and Nick was getting ready for New York. After Arnold, I'm getting ready for New York now too. Nick is like, we'll message each other, ask how each other is doing. I've sent him check-ins. He's, hey, do things this way instead of that way. So he's been real close. And then same thing when we got to New York now. Um, we're in the gym, and out of nowhere, I hear, "Hey, bitch." I
Damn.
start looking around like, what the fuck? And I look at him, he's flipping me off, and he's showing me his New York Pro ring. So, he's fucking around the whole time, which
He's
it was
just wearing
cool.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Friendly competition.
Yep.
And same thing, we're getting ready for stage, and he said, just bring everything you do what you know.
Yep.
Don't change up anything, do what you know. So that was cool. I ended up getting third there. Um, from what Martin looked like that Detroit to New York, whole new bodybuilder. No
That's what
one
I heard.
expected him to come in the way he did. And I remember talking to him. And I told him I was like, "This makes me want to do an off season," you know, because I've
Mhm.
never taken a break.
Yeah, and
And
Martin took off. How long did he take off? Like him
oh
and
man,
Brett
I think
have taken off a lot of time.
yeah, I think it was what maybe 2 years because the last show he did was against Andrew Jack in Texas Pro,
Yeah.
and then he just grew after that, morphed. But yeah, so I ended up getting third there, and then we go straight to Cal, and I wasn't there wasn't too many people I was concerned about because everyone who went to Cal was in New York,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yep.
as long as we brought either the same package or better, no one who I beat at New York should beat me at Cal. So I was looking at it, you know. But then, surprisingly, Amir, Amir is his
He
name.
showed up. Yeah, Amaragic. Yeah.
He wasn't even. I don't think he was. He like. I don't think he was even second call out to New York, right? I don't know if he did New York. Did he? He did New York,
I can't remember.
but he comes in and no one's seen this happening.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing him like when we're backstage and they're telling us to start pumping up and get ready. And I remember he walked up right next to me on the side of me, and I look over and I'm looking at his pecs. I'm like, holy shit! So I have to like look up, and I'm like,
You got a
Terminator right
tingle in your
here.
face. You're like,
Yeah.
bro, what are you doing?
Rest his arm on my head or something. But so yeah, you know, super nice guy. But when we got on stage, you know, it changed. It was more
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, now we're going to compete. So and I
Well, that's
liked
part.
it
That's the
because
show. Yeah.
he pushed. You know, he didn't show up to just be there. He showed up. He wanted it, and so I remember we bumped a few times, and he was trying to step in front of me a couple of times, and so it was cool to be able to compete with him like that. But then you had people like I think his name was Pablo, was the
Hmm.
other guy, or Christian was the other guy,
Okay.
and they're fucking freaks too. I just think now that they've been in prep for as long as they were, that their body needs that break.
Yep.
But it's just a matter of time. You know, them pick a show and they take it because they were great athletes as well.
Yep.
But we
There's
went
a lot of.
Cal, and then now it's just the whole plans for Olympia and what we decide and how we're going to go about it. You know, so
Yeah.
I
Th-
think
uh, There's a pretty good lineup.
yeah, and which is cool too because you know Nick is back, Rami's back,
I
and
mean, I don't know. You think Rami's back?
back as in I heard he's competing again.
Competing, but
Yeah, I mean,
competing at the Olympia?
yeah,
Do you think so?
I mean, it wouldn't make much sense for him to do a show smaller than that.
No, not really.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be an easy check for him for the most. Unless someone's his size and just his condition. But I think he'll make a lot of people look small.
Yeah, I just I'm pulling him up right now. I was gonna do a reel on him maybe like a couple days ago because I was just trying to find when's the last time we saw Big Ramy? Like, what kind of physique updates have we seen from him? And there really hasn't been much.
I was like, he never shows really.
No, not generally. He never shows anything except was it 2 years ago or last year or maybe it was
Yeah, in the
2 years
locker
ago
room,
where he was sharing a lot of physique updates,
right?
like in the locker room.
Yeah.
So this is the only stuff we've really seen from him back in July. You
Hmm.
can't really tell anything.
So I don't know if he. It was just something that I heard that he was supposed to be coming back this year to compete in Olympia.
I would like to. I'd like to see him.
Oh yeah,
We just haven't seen physique updates.
because I know something came out about Steve saying he needed a break.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think that's why he, you know, took time away to get his body back.
Yeah, I mean, he
But
definitely he had those issues with the quads and people are making a lot of fuss about that.
right. But
These people need to stop tagging people. This is ridiculous. Nick Walker's page is pretty bad too. It's just women.
yo, I start deleting it.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, I'm sure you get a bunch of it too.
Yeah, like I'll go and I'm like, yo, who are these people? So I'll start just like untagging myself from it.
Nah.
It depends. Like if it's a picture of like like this, then I'll let it sit. But if
Yep.
it's just them working out, and they're working out like wearing some short ass shorts and no shirt, I'm just like, what you what are you trying to show me here?
What does this have anything to do with Tonio? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
am
that's
I coaching you?
untag.
Like, what's going on here?
So yeah, it gets a little weird.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
But what's his name? He just won a show. He's from over there as well.
Oh, Mofoda,
Nah, not that one. The other one. Milos is an athlete.
open guy.
Yeah,
And he just
he
won a show.
won. He won an Arnold last year, I believe, against why can't I think of his name?
You said what? Who's coach? Who coaches him?
Milos.
Milos always posts his guys. Oh, like Beirut?
Yeah, there we go. Him.
Oh, sure. I thought you were like talking about like some like underground guy. I was like, oh, I don't know. There's only a certain amount of people that have qualified in the Open.
That's a guy who I think top five better watch out for.
Oh yeah. I mean, let me share the screen again. But we just how's this work? We just saw he did phenomenal. Him. This is from a day ago. Look at this.
He looks crazy.
And we haven't seen him on the Olympia stage yet.
Nope. He has issues getting here. I
Yeah,
heard.
the work visa. Yep.
Yeah, that Milos has been working on that to make it happen. But gosh,
That's crazy.
it doesn't even look real.
He's really wide. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, and I used to think he was a shorter guy, but
Is he like
he's actually
5'9",
one of the
5'10"?
taller ones.
Yeah. It's a lot of detail, a lot of width.
Yeah, and if you look at him from when he went last year, when I want to say when he did the Arnold to now, huge difference, night and day. He's like he doubled in size.
Which Arnold did he do?
He did the Arnold
Brazil?
Brazil.
Oh,
Yep.
Brazil. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? Yep. And then I think didn't Amir do that show too?
Yeah, he's done it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Amir, I think he placed third there. He's done a lot of
Yep.
top threes. Amir's coming up. I think Chris Aceto's been doing a lot of good work with him.
Yeah, he's going to be something crazy.
Yeah. So when you look at this Olympia, when you look at this top 10, what guys are coming into this show this year that weren't there last year that could push you?
Oh man, I was like all of them that are coming now. You have Martin that's coming,
Martin, yep.
Beirut,
If he
Rafa.
can get there, yep.
Yeah, I hope
Rafa
he
definitely can. I think that'd be a good show rematch with you guys.
right. Who else is qualified for it? Or Hunter's coming. Andrew Jack.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Andrew's definitely going to be in that top 5.
yeah. The way he looked at his last showing, that was crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah. What
Nick.
improvements? Nick. Yeah. Nick's going to be in that. I'm trying to think of like that because you placed 8th.
Right.
If in the best world they get you maybe next to you and Curry or something battling for like 5th or 6th, like that'd be a pretty good jump.
And that's what someone had asked me. What goals were for this year's, and honestly, it's not. It was simple. Move forward. Even if that's one place, 2 places. That's great. If I move up 2 places, every year, that's perfect. So
dude, if you could move up 1 place each year, like
right.
talk about progression.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's better than doing 8 and then doing 12 and then now you're 6 and now you're 15th, and you know what I mean. I'd just rather keep that pace moving forward. So it's this prep, and I'll be open about it. When it comes to our cycling,
Yeah, it's
very very minimal. Like if what off the top of my head test. It's I think the highest has been is 600.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, you know, the super T is what I think the highest has been is what 250, 300 mass
Mm.
300. So and that's a week. So when I tell that to people and they're just kind of like, what the fuck, like.
No one ever believes you guys.
Yeah, and they're like, wait, you're growing off of just that? And it's just kind of like, well, what do you do? And
Right.
then when they tell me theirs, I'm like, what the fuck?
I
So
got a grandma test.
yeah,
I
I go get
all the words.
right. I'll go get blood work done, and even the doctor, he used to be a bodybuilder, and even he's kind of like, hey, we need to test your stuff. I'm like, why? He goes, because you compete. I don't think this like your blood work should be as good as it is.
Mm.
And I'm like, huh. So am I taking bullshit? So,
Ooh.
we have a person out here who checks, what's clean and what's good or not. And he goes, no, it's legit. You're taking good stuff or whatever, but we just don't do a lot of it. And I think you can see that in people's physiques. It's the difference from the hard and grainy, and then there's the big and soft.
Yep. Yep.
Vascular and they're lean, but they don't look as hard. That's
Mm.
that rushed process.
Yeah.
But
It's something with
talking
like
with
the
Justin.
maturity of the muscle.
Right, right. And talking with Justin, he's kind of just like, well, now we're playing with the big boys, so we're gonna play a little bit more. So I was like,
Hmm.
all right.
I mean,
But like I said, we've
if you
been
need
off
it.
since May.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been off since May, and when did you guys turn back on the start firing on all cylinders?
Probably I think about a week or two ago.
So like 9 weeks out.
Yeah. So yeah, about
That's
no,
wild.
so yeah, about 2 weeks ago, and we were holding weight was holding at 245, 247. Yeah.
And now, is that pretty? I know nothing about the PED side of bodybuilding. Uh, is that pretty standard for people? I always thought like once they start their prep, like 16 weeks out, they're firing on all cylinders and just juice to the gills.
Yeah. I don't know. I believe more of life is more important.
It is.
So if I can, take my time to grow and get to where we need to get to, I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
I will never play a game with someone where it's like, okay, they're rushing, so I'm gonna rush with them.
That's
It's
smart.
like, I got my little ones I gotta look after,
Yep.
and and so I got to do this smart. And honestly, I love the sport, so it's to me, it's not even about no, you have to be the best and be a Mr. Olympia and you have to do it. It's like, do I want to win the Olympia? Hell yeah, of course I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna risk it to that extent. You know, at some point I will get there.
Yes.
Matter of time. Like it's gonna happen. Same thing with
Yep.
winning the Arnold. Like it's gonna happen. So
Just
it's just
just
when
like
my
Dexter,
time comes, it will.
yeah, it took Dexter a little bit to win it. So for
Right,
you,
right.
it's gonna take you a little bit to win it.
Yeah, and and that's another thing too. A goal for me is I hear, oh, you're the next Dexter. You're the the new Dexter, and all the love and respect to Dexter in the world. But I think
You want to be the
he
first
would
one.
respect it too. Hearing me say it, I want to be known as the bigger and better version of Dexter.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so, because by all means, Dexter's one of my favorite athletes. I mean, humans. Like dude's just a
Yeah.
good spirit. It's crazy. When I worked out with him in Vegas at Iris Kyle's gym,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
they
powerhouse.
were yeah, and it was funny because they were going back and forth about who won the most Arnolds. I still have the video too. It's the funniest thing ever. But just that environment, their vibe, it was just like, yo, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, someone I definitely look up to as a human, bodybuilder, and also a family man as well. So again, I think he understands the respect when I say that. I want to be known as the bigger and better version.
Yeah. Yeah. Dexter 2.0.
Yeah,
There you go. It sounds a little cleaner.
yeah,
That'll
and
be on the short.
there's no one. I don't hear too many other people getting compared to the great bodybuilders that were around before.
Yeah.
So
And,
I think that speaks volume.
and there it goes. Now Now we just got to find out how to switch it.
I think it's about to go.
Oh man. Let's see. So, well, we kind of backtracked as I fixed the camera. We let's backtrack to the Olympia. What does the Olympia look like for you? With if say you move up from 8th to 6th, who's going to be on your left and who's going to be on your right?
In front of me, I can see. Oh man, that's a big one because what you have Derek Hottie, you have Nick, you have Samson, you have Andrew. So I think that right there is. I think that's your top five right there. Um, I could see Beirut's in there. Um, for that seventh spot,
Yeah.
I can see that being a mix with myself and Martin. Rafa. So yeah, I think that would be your second call out. Would be Brandon Curry, um, Martin, myself, Rafa, Beirut.
Okay.
Because I know Michael isn't doing this year's Olympia.
Which one, Michael O'Crizo?
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't qualify. Yeah, he had that injury.
yeah, he had the injury. Yeah, so he's not. Damn,
Yep.
I'm tripping. I forgot
We still
about
got
fucking Hunter Labrada. God
you got
damn it.
Hunter Labrada coming in, John De La Rosa, John Jewett, William Bonac, Brandon Curry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think no, De La Rosa is another good one.
Yep.
Yo, it's too many. I have to like get paper right down, but yeah, because I mean, if Jewett brings that conditioning that he
Oh, he looks
displayed,
sharp right now.
fuck, that would be hard to beat in itself. But I don't know. I feel something's going to happen with Beirut. To be honest with you, I feel
Yeah,
like he's
the
going to actually be
visas
able to
just
come and he's going to do something crazy.
yeah. I got a feeling be a good chance he's not going to show up.
Yeah, all these times he hasn't been able to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him Diasha is like an automatic, like not going to be there.
right. Damn, that's a tough one because you do have so many people.
Mm-hmm. It's not
I
even that
think
crazy of a lineup. I mean, there's a lot of crazy names, a lot of talent.
right.
There's only I don't think there's even 20 guys. I think it's like 18 or 19 guys.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I think Rafa actually hits up towards that top five more
Mm-hmm.
if he brings the conditioning he had at the Arnold or better. The
Yeah,
Arnold, Ohio.
yeah. I'd like to see Rafa next to Andrew Jacked. Um,
He looked
Martin
good next to
Hunter.
Simpson.
Yes, yeah. Samson's going to be in that top three conversation
Mm-hmm.
with. There's just you're running out of spots then.
Yeah,
got
that's why when I
you
was like,
got
wait a minute, I'm forgetting someone.
Samson, Hottie, Derek, probably Andrew. Brandon Curry's going to be in there maybe, or he's going to fall back. It's hard
Right.
to say. And then outside the top five, if Brandon's in the top five, you've got Nick.
Yeah.
So Nick needs to be in the top five. So Brandon
Yeah.
has to go out of the top five.
Right.
So then you've
That's why I
got
said Brandon will be in the second call out.
so you got
But then
Brandon, you, Martin,
Beirut, Hunter. But then
Beirut,
you have
Hunter,
then you have
Rafa.
Rafa. Yeah. So it's kind of like he has to be in there somewhere. So I don't know. I think it's ultimately it'll come down to who's closer to 100%.
Yep. Yeah. Because I think I was watching one of Dave's show, Plumbos, and he said, I don't want to jinx anyone, knock on wood, but someone is going to show up off.
Yeah.
Someone's going to miss the mark. It's just math.
Right.
You
I
can't
couldn't
have
imagine everyone coming 100%.
no. And Derek won the title last year, and people said he wasn't at 100%.
Right.
It was mostly, not mostly, no disrespect, but a lot of it was the wow factor. It's just seeing him fill out from 212 because he didn't have to qualify. He had
Right.
that
Right.
invitation, so everything was brand new about him.
And it's crazy too, because so Derek is shorter. He's probably what 5'5", 5'6". Um, and I told him too. It's just like how wide he is. It's like a frame of someone who's 6 foot. So that X frame he has is just crazy.
The
And then
width
his
is
back
just,
is ridiculous. So
no one has that kind of width right now.
no, definitely not. And I think that's why in 212 it was just that advantage he had right there was that.
Mm.
And he could have ran that for as long as he wanted to.
Which, I mean, I am surprised he didn't, but I understand why he switched to open.
Right, right.
Just like Flex Lewis, how he stayed in the 212. Imagine if he would have went open.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see.
I would have loved to have seen that. And then he
Right.
had his little comeback. Not little, sorry. He had his comeback, and then it ended up not happening. And I can't remember if that was because of COVID or what exactly was the reason. But man, what could have been,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, so truly, like, that open is insane.
Yeah,
The
Open's gonna be
top
nuts.
10 this year is going to be stacked.
Yeah,
All like
it's
really good guys.
it's weird to say it, but I think like if we were, we go and compete, we get ninth because Nick is there, but you have all these other great athletes that are there. I kind of feel like it would be better than the eighth I got because Nick wasn't there. You know.
Isn't that the whole like Ian Valier thing? He placed 7th like 3 years in a row, but it was still really good with the
Right.
lineups. Like the 7th still meant a lot. He was
Yeah. Hell yeah.
technically improving, even though he wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, for you, I honestly think yeah, you get on stage. If you stay in that top 8, I think that's a win for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
But
that's why I
like we
said
said, the goal is to move forward at least once.
right.
Yeah, keep making those
Anything but
small little
backwards.
steps. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about the open. What else is going on in the world of bodybuilding? I'm trying to think.
um.
What are some interesting things I posted on my story?
Well, I was like, I know Arnold prize money went up.
Yep.
The Bias
And
prize
the
money went
Olympia
up.
hasn't said that they're going to yet. So
Yeah, I was like, all these shows are raising the purse, which is cool.
let's take a look at BNN and see what they got going on. So yeah, John Jewett, physique updates.
Oh, it was
Already
funny.
talked
They
about him
said classic
briefly.
physique.
In classic?
Nah, he won't make classic. There's no way he'll make classic.
Oh
I
no, I
think it
thought you
was
said
just a
classic
typo.
for something. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No way. No, he looks great. He
Yeah.
he brings kind of like a classic look, but a really good. It's just made. He was top 4 in the 212. People forget. Like he was one of the
Right.
best guys in 212. Moved up into the open, and then now he's going to the Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are going to overlook him.
Oh,
No
yeah,
one's
I
going to be
seen him.
overlooking Hottie. He looks phenomenal.
His update. Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Look how wide he is.
He has so much muscle density. It's insane. And these pictures, like, it's cool to see, but seeing him in person is completely different.
Oh yeah, up close and personal.
Yeah, much bigger.
Yeah, people don't see that 3D or that 4D, right? The 4D aspect of somebody until you see him in person. You see
Right.
him doing the transitions.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he said he wants his title back, so
I think it's definitely within reason. It's definitely possible.
right. I mean, Derek looks huge too right now.
Oh, Derek, yeah. There's one of Andrew. I know I posted Derek recently. Yeah, him doing these back rows.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like you don't get to see this kind of like width and bubbliness. And then
Right.
for him to maintain it onto stage, it's just wild.
Yeah, he's different. Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy. Saying crazy is like a very common thing, but yeah, just genuinely
Yeah.
crazy. Now, where did Derek really need to improve from the Olympia? What was the feedback that he got?
I'm not sure, and if I'm being honest, it was probably it has to be something up front. Maybe his chest,
Yeah.
but there's no way it was his back.
No, he's got to have like one of the better backs in
Yeah,
at least the 2020s. It's crazy.
yeah, that's nuts.
The details in the glutes, the roundness, the width of those lats, the way they sweep,
Right.
super impressive. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how everyone looks. I know I'll be finishing up these mobilization orders with the Army on October 2nd. So mm, if you look at the math, I could make it to the Olympia. I don't think I'm going to. I need to take some time off from just. I mean, they're working me like 12, 14 hours a day. It's just brutal. Like I'm so tired, and I've been here since March.
Yeah,
So
goddamn.
yeah, we're gonna take some time off. Not from the channel. We're gonna be reporting, but I'm gonna drive down to Texas and take like a good 3 week vacation. We'll be covering and we'll be doing Monday Morning Muscle all the way into the Olympia. I
Okay.
don't know if you need to like take some like the last week or so once we start getting a little closer to take it easy and focus on what's important at the time. But we'll do our best to get you on. I'll do my best to move schedules around. I'm usually pretty available in the evenings, especially on the weekends. If we can get this bad boy recorded, edited, and for you, everyone, Monday morning, then you guys can enjoy a weekly installment of Monday Morning Muscle.
Yes.
And I know I did put up a post on the Monday Morning Muscle show on
Okay.
Instagram, and if anyone did answer to those Q and A's, we're gonna get to them right now. I see one from Superset Man Florian Isopescule. But yeah, he goes by Superset Man on YouTube and Instagram. He asks Tonio, where does he hope to place at the Olympia?
Okay, we kind of answered that one.
And we already answered that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just anything better than what I did the previous year.
Yep. At the bare minimum, stay 8.
Right.
And let's check the post just in case someone did comment on it. I gotta switch around. I might have to do it on my phone. I don't think I have the Monday Morning Muscle on my whatchamacallit, on my browser yet. Let's see what we got. No comments. Oh, everyone's slacking.
I was like, I
So
didn't
we
even know
got.
you put up a post. I would have shared it had I
Oh,
seen it.
you dork. Yeah, that's all right. But we will. I'll make sure I'm paying the ad space for Bodybuilders Without Borders to post stuff. So we will get next week's questions posted on his page so everyone can get them in. And then I know Sunday. So tomorrow, because we're recording Saturday. So then tomorrow we'll get the ad post up so everyone actually can see it and start driving some traffic towards Monday Morning Muscle. So people can
Gotcha.
watch it when it posts, and then that sweet little algorithm can grab it, and people can listen to the sweet, sultry sounds of Tonio's voice and his sweet headband.
Oh yeah, it's a thing though.
It's cool. I like it. I do hope it continues to be a thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Let's see, what else do I got on my tabs? I was looking at the footage from New York, the photos from Cali. What's going on with these shows, man? Like, why can't people just post high quality? Like, you got Gilco, you got Pro Photo Shutter, I think it's called. You
Yeah.
got all these guys that get hired for these shows, and you know that they're there taking the 4K video, but they never post it. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on that? Like, and they only post like maybe like the top one, and then like the guy who plays fourth. It's never like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think I don't know. So I feel like if because you get a lot of these photographers and they'll reach out to the athletes and they say, hey, if you want me to shoot you and give you your stage shots, this is how much it's going to be.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think I don't know if it's just their way of getting extra money on top of what they're already getting paid, but I think it stops a lot of athletes from even using them now. It's kind of like, nah, I'll just wait till NPC News Online is posted, and then I'll have my stage shots, you know. But
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing because I remember when was it New York? Yeah, and someone, I think it was Bison Tries, paid for the video and they sent it to me, and I posted it, and like a whole thing came out like between me and the guy, and he was like, "You stole a video," and I'm like, "Whoa." One thing I've never been is a thief, you know, and
Oh, you stole the video.
yeah, and I was like, it was sent to me, and I posted it, and you know, what's the big deal? Then it was just like, well, just tag me so people know it came from me, and then we just kind of killed it. But so I don't know. I just think it's more so them trying to get their hustle as well, which
Yep.
I mean I respect the grind,
Yep.
but it's kind of like
They're kind of like gatekeeping at that point. You know, these
yeah,
guys, and I've been at shows. I even tried to go to the Legion one year, which is another whole story. But I've been to pro shows. I've had media credentials, and the Arnold and the Olympia are good about photos. They're not good about videos, though. If you want to take video, you have to be part of the hired media crew.
right,
So it's interesting that someone like I hate to keep throwing Gilco out there, but that's the only one I know off the top of my head. That guy I know gets hired. Like that team gets hired for the Olympia. They get hired for the Arnold Classic and all these in some of these shows. So they're getting paid to do that job. But then they also get to get an even like a bigger boost by selling the photo and video of each athlete.
right,
So I'm wondering like, so what if the first place guy? What if Andrew Jack didn't want to buy his video for the New York? Like, are they just not going to post it?
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So
Um,
it's I don't like it.
yeah, I feel like if you're already getting hired on and your job is to take pictures, of these athletes,
Just take pictures.
just do it and put out there what you get. I know he does a different type of editing, and I know editing takes time or whatever, whatnot. But if that's what you're offering now, is like you don't just get regular stage shots, but I'm gonna edit it and do my thing to it. Then it's like, okay,
That's a package.
I get that. But if it's just what we can pull offline, and
Yeah, if it's the
yeah,
that traditional NPC News Online front shot, but they're just doing it with a 4K camera now.
right,
That should be available for everyone, including the media. I mean, immediately, because when I have my BNN hat on, that's what I want to see. I'm scouring the internet looking for that 4K footage so I can show the audience, I can show fans of bodybuilding what's going on in that show.
right,
Even if they have paid for the live streams, they still want to see that high quality replay so that they can kind of they saw what they saw, but now they want to analyze what they've seen, and that's
right,
where you have the media people come in, literally the analysts, to come in and help you understand what you've seen. And I feel
yeah,
like some of these promoters are hindering their shows by not posting that content for us to use, in
right.
my opinion.
No, yeah,
What's your
because I
thoughts?
mean, it's just one of those things where, if, like you said, if you guys have access to a live stream, you guys are paying for it, and you're just bringing more traffic to the sport itself as well, and keeping updated, so now more people watching. And I don't know. I think when you see things and like when you go on Instagram, right, and you see someone record somewhere outdoors or whatever, your reaction is, I want to go there too. I want
Yeah,
to see what that's like. So if you're recording these shows and you're showing what it is, that's going to attract more attention.
yeah.
So
Especially like
I don't know.
Dubai and stuff, like
Right,
some of these like destination shows. You said Brazil. There's a lot of these places that they advertise it well, where you want to go and you want to be there in person. But in reality, we can't go to every show. So
right,
that's
right,
where it's important to have those live streams and to have the footage online for people to watch it and to review it afterwards.
right.
So I would love to get I'm trying to think of, like, Paul is on, he's a promoter, he has his own show and he's been on the channel before. And then what's the guy's name? Who used to the Indie Pro?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Dave Bowers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Dave Bowers.
Yeah, so he doesn't do the Indie Pro anymore. He's focusing on his trucking company. But I've invited him on the channel before, and he said yes. So maybe we'll eventually get him on. I know we're going to have a huge packed lineup for the next 8 weeks, and
Yeah.
we'll shuffle into that in just a second and kind of talk about how the schedule is going to look like for September. Not the names, but the idea behind it. But yeah, I definitely would like to get a promoter on, or even a panel of promoters, to join yourself and I to discuss like some of the pros and cons, and how shows are getting better. I know it's a conversation we've had a couple times, the few times
Hmm.
you've been on here on BNN. So yeah, it will be interesting. That's definitely something that I think we should do.
Oh yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, Chris is here local, so
Yes. I'd love to. I know I talked with him one time, and I was going to go out there, and then he told me I couldn't post any content until after the show if I wanted to have a press pass. And I was like, bro, that doesn't help me cover your show. That just helps me enjoy the show while I'm there.
yeah,
It doesn't drive traffic to your live stream. It just drives. It doesn't do anything.
right.
It just pumps up the show for next year. I'll be like, I had an amazing time there. I couldn't show you any of it, but so that's my feedback for you, Chris. Is that was definitely confusing, and I definitely am interested in going to the shows and doing press for it. Uh, but you can't wait 2-3 days to post. What prejudging looked like when everybody else in the world already knows.
Right.
That just don't make no sense.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell pictures. I'm trying to share the news of your show.
Right. And Legion is actually a really good show. Like the
I've
whole
heard
expo.
with the festival, the expo, it's supposed to be like one of those destination shows.
Yeah, it's insane.
Man, and when that one's in like 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's I want to say it's right after the Olympia.
Oh, is it right after?
Yeah, I think it's
So
after, or it might be before.
I thought it was 6 weeks out, so
Maybe.
like right before. I
Yeah,
don't know if
but I
that
know it
makes
qualifies
sense.
you for the following year.
Well, yeah, I mean anything from like now on is qualifies you for the next year.
Yeah.
I'll have to let me just look it up real quick. Legion. What are the dates on this thing? Legion Sports Festival is September 28th, 29th, and 24th. It's a weird
Okay.
number. So it's right before the
Yeah.
weekend. So, okay. So it's next weekend. No, sorry. Next month, next weekend. Still August. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, we're excited for that. Are you going to be able to? You'll probably already be in Vegas by then, or are you going to swing by and say hi to some people?
Um, come by. Well, I'm only 8 hours away, 6 hours away.
Oh shoot, yeah. So travel's not even really a big deal for you.
Nah.
Reno to Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, very short. And I have people out there. I have another apartment out there too that I Airbnb actually while I'm not there.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right. Big dollar signs over here. He's got two
And
places.
that YouTube between social media and that Airbnb life is like that's the go.
That
that's the trick right there.
doing this full time and then traveling around California and Nevada, and that's about it. Maybe New Mexico, Phoenix. If I could just travel around there and just cover all the shows and make that a full time income, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I don't see that happening in the near future. I mean, I can't imagine how long or how many times. How long did Dave Palumbo do media coverage before he could do it full time?
Right, right. It's crazy too because I just started my YouTube and I didn't expect anything fast or anything like that. It's just one of those things where it'll take off when it takes off.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine how long you have to be at it and like consistent and
Yeah.
your analytics and it's just like oh shit, this is a lot. I'll pay someone to do this for me.
Well, yeah. Well, luck. Yeah. If you can pay someone to do it, and plus you look the way you do, and you're one of the best bodybuilders in the world, so people are going to want to watch your content. Like you don't have to convince someone to watch Tonio Burton's workout
Yeah,
and
they're
the stuff you do with Dragon Pharma. I mean,
mhm.
the production value is crazy.
Yeah, they're. It's never just a recording with them, you know.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, we got to go get the fire in the background. We're gonna
yeah.
burn some pre-workout.
This is not going to be a Sam Sulik
Yeah,
training vlog. This is going to be a Tonio Burton training movie.
yeah. I was like, they're good with their recording.
They're good with what they do,
Yeah,
and that's why they're the title sponsor.
yeah, hell yeah.
Man. So, Tonio, walk us through. I'll hold your hand too. So, when we look at what the schedule is gonna look like for September, we want to bring on one person, a unique interviewee every week for the month of September. Moving forward, actually, every week we want to bring on something new, someone exciting, someone relevant, right? Somebody who's either getting ready for the Olympia or getting ready for Legion, or if there's any other, we'll probably keep it to open in 212. But if there's like a classic guy, like if Chris Bumstead wants to come on the show, I mean, we won't say no. But like that's kind of the idea, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember we've talked to a few athletes,
Yep. We've
you
got
know,
the
who
green
are
light from a few.
right.
I know I have the graphic done for that one, but we need to follow up and actually figure out like what dates work for people. And if we
Hmm.
could just slide the same people in, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, definitely want to prioritize whoever's. If we can get some of the open guys, so like you guys can get some friendly banter, I think that'd be pretty cool. I have no idea, like, I so I fanboy out a lot because I am a fan of bodybuilding, but I'm also a media guy. So like, I never in my wildest dreams would think I could have Tonio Burton and like Nick Walker in the same Zoom call, or actually we're on Riverside now. Shout out to
Yeah,
Riverside. Uh, but like that's actually like a reality now, and it's a weird thing to think of.
yeah,
So no promises, everyone, for the month of September. No promises on who's going to be on here, but you're not going to be disappointed. So make sure you guys keep your eye on youtube.com/Monday Morning Muscle every Monday morning. We don't know about the time, but it will be either between like 6 and 9 p.m. Eastern. I know I'm on Eastern. Tonio's on Western.
Western,
When I
yeah,
get done with this deployment and I go back to San Francisco, we'll be on the same time zone again, which will be glorious.
yeah,
Because yesterday's time zone fiasco was phenomenal.
yeah,
I was like, 7:30 my time or his time? I'm like, oh, okay, so I just got to sit around for an hour. I'm like, well, if it's 7:30 his time, then it's 10:30 my time. I'm like,
yeah.
did he really want me to just hang out for 3 hours? I'm like, well, I guess I'll put the Blind Side on. So I had my tablet. I was watching Blind Side. Man, I cried so much in that movie. Holy cow. Oh, and I've seen it before. Dude, I'm such a baby. Like, I cried like 3 times.
That's funny.
Oh,
Hey, sometimes we need a good cry. It's all good.
man, I'm getting. I turned 30. I'll do 31. I'll turn 31 in October. So I'm getting older, and I think I'm getting a little bit more like I'm getting a little more sensitive. Somehow, the longer I'm in the army, the more sensitive I get. I don't know. It's the stuff that doesn't matter where I get emotional, but in real life, when it's like now's the time to be emotional, I just like shut off.
The army
Emotion
taught
will
you
just
good.
yeah, I know when to like flip it off. I'm like, okay, I need to accomplish this mission. Like, we need to get to this objective. You just stop thinking. You just start doing.
Right.
Just like when you and your coach or you and your training partner were working out in Brazil, and he gave you that look, and you were just like, it's go time.
Yeah, it's time to go.
And just as Tonio said, it is time to go. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by, checking out the first installment of Monday Morning Muscle with your hosts, Tonio Burton and myself, Josh Saunch. Look for the post. We'll try to get it out on Friday afternoons for questions. And then probably Saturday. Well, no, Friday we'll get out the question post. That will be the announcement post of who's going to be on the show. So make sure you keep your eyes out. Fridays, that's when the post is going to come up. And then the Monday Morning Muscle, of course, is coming out Monday morning. So if I have to explain it to you, you should probably watch something else.
Yeah.
In all jokes aside. But Tonio, thanks for making some time. I know we were kind of hammering this clock trying to figure out when we could get you in here. You're a busy man.
I was like, we figured it out.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's actually hilarious, man. I just looked down at the stop time and we're at 59 minutes.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice. I just was like,
exactly
that's
what we
so funny.
planned.
That's perfect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to an hour, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks for watching. Dude, that's crazy. That's hilarious.